This just in, flash. There's going to be a new beer on Porter Airlines. Welcome to the Super Pilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today, with my stuffed up nose in my basement, I'm going to be telling you the great breaking aviation news that does not involve a plane crash at all. And then we're going to talk about National Cookie Day. Why? Because I am still the media. This is my show. I can do whatever I want. Pretty cool. Feel the power. How's my head fitting into the screen here? Is it getting too big? Anyhow, all right. First, let's get to the aviation news. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Yeah. So I always look around for news that doesn't have plane crashes in it, right? Because that's what every other channel does. And I was kind of guilty the other day. I started binge watching a bunch of airplane accident YouTube channels, and I gave them a bunch of ratings that probably shouldn't have. But I was thinking there too, the thing about the plane crash videos, it feeds your ego. Like you think like, oh, that pilot was so stupid. I would never do such a thing. You might, but I think that's what it is. And so everybody thinks like, it's not really Schadenfreude. I guess it would be kind of Schadenfreude, where you're taking joy out of someone else's demise because it makes you feel better that you're smarter and stuff like that. So I think that's psychologically, amateur psychologically, news media psychologically. That's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so here's the big news from CanadianAviationNews.ca. And as usual, because I'm not fake news, I will give a link in the description below. There's no description there right now. I'm just pointing on the screen. But yeah, I'll give a link to it so you can disprove them and not me. But I think this is probably real. So here we go. And this is all right. So this is reporting from Toronto and St. John, New Brunswick. On Business Wire. I guess they got it from somewhere else, Business Wire. Here's the big news. Moosehead Breweries is now the beer partner of Porter Airlines. There we go. The Canadian-owned and operated brewery will have products available on all Porter flights beginning this week. So there we go. New beer on Porter Airlines in Canada. Isn't that exciting? Well, let's find out more. Okay, passengers will be able to enjoy Moosehead Brewery's flagship beers, Moosehead Canadian Lager, and their premium ultralight lager Cracked Canoe, free of charge as part of the airline's signature service. I forget what they used to have on Porter. Haven't been on there in a while. I think Steam Whistle is what they used to have. Porter elevates the economy travel experience for all passengers across North America with its award-winning onboard service, including complimentary wine and beer served in glassware, premium snacks, plus free fast Wi-Fi on Embraer E195 E2 routes. The airline is rapidly expanding its North American network, serving every province in Canada and 16 destinations in the United States. All right, so it goes through a little bit more here. This is kind of a cool thing about Moosehead Breweries. And oh, hey, Wrench. Okay, the Moosehead story begins in 1867, the year of Canadian Confederation, when Susanna Oland began brewing her October Brown Ale in her family's backyard. The brewery has remained in the family ever since, and 6 generations of Olands have grown the company into one of Canada's leading brewers. Moosehead is now the last major brewery in the country still owned by Canadians. And Susanna's great-grandsons, Andrew Oland, president and CEO, and Patrick Oland, CFO, are continuing her legacy. So it's an old family business there. Oh, hey, Shecky. Yeah, so they're talking a little bit more about Moosehead and Porter Airlines. Okay, how about, I'll tell you about Porter Airlines. About Porter. Since 2006, Porter Airlines has been elevating the experience of economy air travel for every passenger, providing genuine hospitality with style, care, and charm. Okay, that's like your opinion, man. But actually, I have been on Porter quite a few times, and it's a good airline. Porter's fleet of Embraer E195 E2 and Dahlin Dash 8-400 aircraft serves a North American network from Eastern Canada, headquartered in Toronto. Porter is an official 4-star airline in the World Airline Star Rating. And yeah, Porter's pretty good to fly. And now you can have a moose head when you're flying there. So that's pretty cool. And just my own personal experience with Moosehead. I got some right here. No. Yeah, Moosehead's actually a pretty good beer. I find, and now that we're coming into the Christmas, holiday seasons and stuff, if you're in, I don't know if they sell Moosehead in the United States. I know they used to, but I think it might be depending on where you are in the United States. It gets imported there from Canada, but it's a pretty good beer in the sense that it's kind of like a very diplomatic beer. It's not too offensive, So I find that if you're having a party or something like that, Christmas party, you're inviting people over. Maybe you're not much of a beer drinker, but some people come over. You want to have some for your guests. Moosehead's a good one to get because it's just about anyone will say, like say there's some people that are really brand loyal. I only drink Bud Light or Miller High Life or Molson Export, something like that. It's like I only drink this. That's it. Yeah, Labatt's Blue, and then but you offer them a Moosehead, and they'll be like, "Oh, Moosehead, yeah, okay, sure, thanks." Like everyone will take a Moosehead, no matter what brand, or even if they're beer snobs. Oh, I only have the finest IPA. It's like, you'll drink a Moosehead, so it's pretty good that way. And so something to consider if you're having guests over here in Canada for the holidays. Okay, so that's the news. Moosehead is going to be served on Porter Airlines in Canada. Yeah, that's good news, right? Good news. No airplane crashes around here. We're not bumming people out. We're not feeding people's egos around here on the Super Pilotish channel. So yeah. So the next thing I was trying to think of, like, what my topic was going to be for today. I could talk about how I'm going to be about how I stole some leaves from the neighbor this morning, but oh well, I'll just come clean. I was going to go drive around in my car and take a look and see, because I always put leaves over top of my garlic in my garden for the winter. And I put lots of leaves into the garden, and throughout the year, they'll just kind of break down and compost. And, it's good for the soil. Worms like to eat them, stuff like that. And so this year I didn't get my usual stash of leaves from DH Pilot One that pops in here every once in a while. So, because I was out of town. So I kind of went, I saw one dude had some leaves. I pulled up in my car and filled it in the back and stole 8 bags of leaves off that guy. And then I was driving around, was going to the music store, and I was like, oh, there's 3 bags. I took them. But I stole those. I thought they were leaves, but it turned out to be this kind of weird ornamental grass stuff, but I'll throw it in the garden anyways. So I needed a few more leaves, and so I was like, oh, maybe I'll go drive around this morning before they pick them all up. Today's the day that the city comes around and they pick up all the yard waste and that. But I was like, I don't feel like driving around and stuff. But then I kind of poked my head out the window or out the door, and it was like, hey, my neighbor's got a bunch of leaves over there. I'm gonna go check it out. So, anyways, it's like dark out, and it's still the sun's not up yet, and I'm like, oh, well, I usually get up pretty early. It's before people start going to work and everything. So I was like, I think I got time. So I went over there and I stole a couple bags of leaves off my neighbor, but they were packed in like really full. Those big I don't know, big yard waste paper bags kind of thing. 2 of those bad boys packed in super tight. They're super heavy. So I got to spread those on my garden today. And then my other neighbor, he said, oh, you should put this on top of the leaves of something I had in the backyard so they don't blow away. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea, man. So anyways, Daniel's here too. Hi, man. So yeah, so there you go. I'm doing some leaves here. And okay, that doesn't have, I was going to talk about that, or I was not going to talk about that, but then I ended up talking about it. Okay, so here's the real breaking news. Today is National Cookie Day. Why? How do I know that? Because I just I couldn't figure out what I was going to talk about. So I was like, let's see what's trending on X. And I don't know, I just put into Google, what is trending on X? And I hit some website. And I don't know, there's like a bunch of celebrities and sports people that I've never heard of, I guess. I don't know. Okay, they're trending. They're cool. And then I saw hashtag National Cookie Day. I'm like, well, that was a couple hours ago, that was number 12 on the trending on X. So it's like, okay, cool. So yeah, so I pulled up. So what is this National Cookie Day? What's the real story? Because I am the media. I'm still the media. And I will get to the bottom of this story by doing a quick Google search, which is like a little bit more than, like some reporters do. They don't even Google search their stuff and they report on it. So I'm just going to pull this up, National Cookie Day. So I got this off of nationaldaycalendar.com. Okay. So December 4th, National Cookie Day. Okay. And so I'll just read a little bit of this. National Cookie Day on December 4th serves up a sweet treat. Bakers across the country warm up the ovens for holiday baking, and we enjoy giving tins of cookies to friends and family all season long. There we go. Well, let's get into the history of it too. We can thank the Dutch for more than windmills and tulips. The English word cookie is derived from the Dutch word cookie, meaning little cake. Hard cookie-like wafers have existed for as long as baking has been documented. Not surprisingly, they traveled well too. However, they were usually not sweet enough to be considered cookies by today's standard. Okay, and then they go into the origin of cookie beginning in Persia in the 7th century. Who's going to know that? Like, are you going to have like some kind of anthropological cookie master PhD or something like that? I don't know. That's weird. Okay, what else we got? Now we're talking about macaroons here in a bit. But there was also this thing here. Okay, so we got cookies are classified into different categories, with the most common ones being bar cookies. What do we got here? Drop cookies, filled cookies, molded cookies, no bake cookies, pressed cookies, refrigerator cookies, rolled cookies, and sandwich cookies. I'm assuming they mean like the Oreo. But they also had this cool map on here today. And I'm looking at it on what's it called? nationaldaycalendar.com. I'm looking at the map right now. And let's see if I can find some comments here. I'm going to see if I can toggle back and forth between. Okay, here we go. All right. So there was this map here, and it talked about this map has like a map of the United States, and it says like what type of cookie is most searched for, and like it's weird. So it's like it looks like geographically over the entire United States, the most searched for cookie is a sugar cookie, which I'm assuming is something like a shortbread, which is my favorite. And Michigan across the border, where I am, that's sugar cookie country too. Now let's see. I'm going to take a look here for Kansas. If I can find Kansas on the map. There's Oklahoma. Okay. I also brought up this other map here. Where the heck is Kansas? Kansas is, okay, right there. Right above Oklahoma. Okay. Never been to Kansas, but I know Wrench is in Kansas. So also in Kansas, the most searched for cookie is a sugar cookie. So there we go. Wrench is in sugar cookie search land. And then I forget where Shecky is. He's from out west somewhere. But I know. Okay, let's take a look here at somewhere out west. Now this is the thing. We'll say. Okay, so now the weird thing about I was looking at California and Nevada, and their biggest searches were for biscotti. Oh, I need my fine biscotti with my latte, or something like that. Very, very posh, I guess. And then what else we got here? The only other one is kind of, oh no, I was going to say Louisiana. They search for gingerbread cookies, but there's other ones too that are pretty big on the gingerbread cookie thing. That would be up here in Maine, and New Hampshire, and what's that one? East in Virginia too, and South Carolina. I think I got that right. They don't have the names on the maps. So, anyways, yeah, so that's pretty interesting for National Cookie Day. The thing is for this map, the thing that seems to be the strangest, there is only one for the most search for cookie, like in Montana, is oatmeal cookies. Well, that's the only state in the United States that searches for oatmeal cookies like that. What else? This other one here. This is. There's another oddball one up here. Washington State. What does that say? It's kind of small. Snickerdoodles. What the hell is a snickerdoodle? Okay, I got to look this up. The people up in Washington State must be weird because they look for snickerdoodles. What the heck is a snickerdoodle? I don't know. I'm going to Google that right now. For the ultimate reporting on National Cookie Day, we're going to see what a snickerdoodle is. Snickerdoodle. I bet you never thought you'd be looking at a guy in the basement talking about snickerdoodles. But now you have. Okay, what's a snickerdoodle cookie? We got Wikipedia, maybe? What is that? Okay, a snickerdoodle is a type of cookie made with flour, fat, sugar, and salt. Well, that's pretty much every cookie. And rolled in cinnamon sugar. Eggs may also sometimes be used as an ingredient with cream of tartar and baking soda. Snickerdoodles are characterized by a cracked surface and can be either crisp or soft depending on the ingredients used. Huh. Weird. So everybody's looking for snickerdoodles out in Washington State, according to this official map that I got. Okay, what do we got here too? Okay, so we got that. Oh, I'll just continue. When in doubt, just stick to the script. Stick to the script, you guy, you that reports on stuff. Oh, did I miss my page? Oh, wait, no, National Cookie Day. Here we go. So it says now, how to observe National Cookie Day. Pick up some cookies at your local bakery. Wow, this is like a really awesome website. I never would have thought of that. Remember to share some of your cookies with your family and friends. Like, okay. Okay, here we go. So National Cookie Day history. According to this website, which I randomly found on the internet. In 1976, Sesame Street included National Cookie Day on its calendar for the first time, November 26th. The Cookie Monster also proclaimed his own National Cookie Day in the 1980 book, The Sesame Street Dictionary. Then, in 1987, Matt Nader of the Blue Chip Cookie Company out of San Francisco created Cookie Day, celebrating it on December 4th. So that's today. So this National Cookie Day has only really officially been around since 1987, and on this date. Okay, and then they even have like cookies frequently asked questions. I don't know. This is some interesting reporting here. Okay, here's a cookie FAQ. Should I use butter or margarine in my cookies? Ooh. And then the answer, according to this random website, is real butter is best for baking, unless the recipes specifically call for a different fat or oil. Cookies baked with butter develop richer, tastier flavor. Oh, there we go. Okay, here's something we might not know. And I haven't read the answer, so I'm just going to do it. Okay, why do recipes say to mix dry and wet ingredients separately? I never really thought about that. But let's see what the answer is according to this random website. There are two important reasons why recipes for baked goods call for mixing dry and wet ingredients separately. First, mixing these ingredients separately helps to disperse the spices, leavening agents, and flavorings equally through the mix. Second, this practice prevents us from overmixing the ingredients. When we overmix ingredients, the gluten in the flour becomes tough and will create a tougher final product. So it's just easier to do, I guess. It's just the answer is, why do recipes say to mix dry and wet ingredients separately? I would say because they mix better that way. Ta-da! All right, there we go. Happy National Cookie Day, everybody. Oh, Vanessa Kitty's here too. And Pilot Malika's in here too. Hey, dude. Yeah, so All right, there we go. So we got our aviation news. We're drinking Moosehead on porter, and today's National Cookie Day in the U.S. But I guess the United States is just a stone's throw from my house, so I'll celebrate it over there too, I guess. And yeah, what else was I going to say? Oh, the other little thing there too. Maybe a lot of people might not know this is that legally, if you're on an airplane, because we're going back to Moosehead getting served to you on Porter Airlines now, is that if you're being served alcohol on an airplane, it has to be served to you by a crew member. So technically, if you sneak in your little, you get a little, you got your little hip flask with you. Technically, you're breaking the law if you're drinking that on the airplane. But if you take your little flask and you say to the flight attendant or the captain, you give it to them and you say, "Oh, can I have that back now?" And they say, "Yeah, here you go." Now you're legal to drink it on board because it was served to you by a crew member. That's the law. Okay. And yeah, I don't even know if you could smuggle in a hip flask through security. It's a liquid, probably not. But if it was in just like a little, if it's under 100 milliliters, I don't know. It's shampoo. I'm gonna be chugging shampoo on the flight. Okay, there we go. That would do it. So yeah, okay. Well, we'll go through a little bit of questions, comments, etc., etc. Okay, right off the bat here. Media is plural. You are a medium. Sounds funny, yes? I am still the medium, I guess. What have we got here? Okay. Okay, and then Wrench is talking here about didn't know airlines had star ratings. Yeah, I don't know what that star rating thing was. Official 4-star airline in the World Airline Star Rating. So if you do a Google search on World Airline Star Rating, I guess that'll tell you how many stars you got on your airline. Okay, they sold Moosehead when I was in college, probably still, but I haven't checked lately. Okay. What else we got? Oh boy, we got little check marks from Daniel and stuff. Okay, so Wrench has horses, so sometimes friends ask for manure. Not fun, but I'm nice. Best fertilizer ever. Yeah, I've gotten horse manure off somebody before for my garden. It does the job, and I know my one neighbor. He had a whole pile of horse manure just dropped off. Was it horse or cow? Oh, it might have been cow manure. Anyways, he had this huge pile of manure dumped in his backyard, and like because he was building some raised beds for his garden, he just put straight manure in there, and I was like, I don't even know if you could do that like he did because I'm used to like mixing it with like a little bit of clay or something, but it was just he grew up. His garden's growing great, so I guess. It's pretty good. Actually, I got some off of him too because he had too much. I put it in mine, and it started growing wheat. So like some of the wheat made it through the cow, I guess. That's right. That is good, Wrench. Okay. So now we're talking about cookies here. All right. The aunties would get together and each would make a special cookie and then mix them into a Christmas tin. It was Godhead. Ah, okay. Okay. Very California. Okay, what do we got here? All right, we got preference over here. We have I like all cookies, but favorite is chocolate chip. You're one of those people, eh, Wrench? I always thought you were one of those people. Just joking. All cookies are good cookies. Unless you have too many, then you get all fat and stuff. And you got to buy new pants. That is unacceptable. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, here we go. That's a good question. Pilot question. What's the best cookie for a flight training bag? Interesting. Yeah, because it always get. It's not the worst thing in the world to be carrying like a little bit of extra food with you if you're flying around, because you could get stuck somewhere with a mechanical issue, or you want to stop somewhere and you want to fill up gas. No, the gas truck isn't here yet. You can't get it, or got to wait for some guy to come in and something. And you might be sitting around at an airport. There's no vending machine. There's no nothing. So it could be a good idea to have some cookies with you. So, what would be the best cookie for the flight training bag? Generally, the industry standard on that is something like an energy bar, power bar, not power bar, like some kind of energy bar or something like that. Kind of fills you up a little bit more than a cookie would. But so I would say, as far as cookies, stick with your chocolate chips. I think that'd be good. Something without icing to melt, because it can get pretty hot. Although the chocolate chip would get a little bit melted too, eh? Mm, yeah, that's a tough one. I would say maybe good old shortbread cookies, boring shortbread cookies with no icing on them, and that'd be good for hot temperatures. So that's all right. Okay, what else we got here? All right, and Pilot Malik came in here too, and I liked your video about the Piper Tomahawk. Just hit 10 hours dual, given in one. Excellent, man. Solo time's coming up anytime now. Good stuff. Yeah. So, well, keep at it. Do what your instructor says. You'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, and Vanessa Kitty popped in and is making eclairs. And I think she's saying that just to rub it in because I love eclairs. Just thinking about that. Oh, there's this really good bakery down the street here too. They have some like you buy these eclairs, but like they're big, man. So it's like if you eat like one of those eclairs, like you shouldn't eat anything for the rest of the day. There's so many calories in them, but boy, they taste good. Okay, and then thanks for the update, Vanessa. Gingerbread people will be made by the weekend. So you are making gender neutral gingerbread people. That's very good. Very that's very politically gingerbread correct of you. Okay, what else we got here? Okay, what else we got here? We're talking about, we're getting into compost. Your mushroom compost is mostly hay and horse manure. Works wonders on a garden. Yeah. Yeah, mushroom compost is that's good stuff too. There's I've never used it, but I know somebody at the airport, they used to run a mushroom farm, and yeah, they said that worked out great on their flowers and stuff. Oh, here we go. Okay, we got so the United States Air Force pilot survival ration was actually the best ration to get. Okay, so this is kind of for you, Wrench. It had the larger can opener called the P-51. It is the big brother to the P-38. Okay, that sounds kind of either a joke or fake or something, but okay. I'll just take your word for that, Vanessa. That's two different types of airplanes, not necessarily can openers, but I bet you that's the slang term or the military vernacular. All right. Oh, now this sounds cool. Vanessa Kitty's cousin made ninja gingerbread people, and they're all in ninja poses. That is really cool. That's very, very cool. Oh, and everybody knows about like P-38s and P-51s, and okay, survival ration. I don't know. I guess I could go and Google that and stuff like that. But oh wait, here we go. Really? Okay. Now this is getting me. So Vanessa's not just pulling my leg here. Can opener P-51 is about 2 inches long, and the P-38 is only 1 inch long. The longer one has better leverage. Okay, that would make sense. I gotta look this up. Here we go. Because like a P-51 is like a Mustang, and a P-38, that's another type of airplane. But okay, let's try P-51 can opener. Son of a gun. U.S. military can opener. All right. What do we got here? You could buy those too on Amazon. P38 can opener and P51 can opener. Well, son of a gun. Look at that. Stainless steel. About $24. Huh. There we go. So that is very interesting. Okay, well, thanks for the info there, Vanessa Kitty. But yeah, that's weird. Okay, and then I'm also wondering about the P38 and the size, because the P38, that's a twin, right? P38 is 52 wingspan, P51 is 37 feet, P51 is 37 foot wingspan. So the P51. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really have to do, it doesn't correlate with the airplanes kind of thing. It's just, wait, P38. I wonder, would that be how many millimeters long it is? Oh, well. Okay, that's just like, I like to make sense out of things. But anyways, they were used in the sea ration, canned rations before the MRE was created in the early 80s. Okay, cool. Oh, and Daniel's Jeep Club gives them away during parades and reenactments. Oh, that's neat, man. Okay, so cool. Well, I learned all about the can openers now. But now that's got me thinking. We got a scale here. I bet you that's got. Where's my? I got my 12-inch scale here. Standard. Okay, you got our standard machinist thing here, or a little scale as they call it, and okay, we got millimeters on one side. This thing is actually relatively expensive if you want to buy one. Okay, so if we wanted 38 millimeters, that'd be about that big. 51. That looks pretty small for a can opener. And the difference isn't that much. So, okay, that's probably not it. Unless it was 3, maybe 3.8 inches or 5.1 inches. Okay. I'll get to the bottom of that, maybe. Anyways, oh, okay. One explanation is that it's about 38 millimeters long, because 38 millimeters long is, what do we got there? That is about 1.5 inches. And then 51 millimeters would be about 2 inches. Ooh, there we go. 1.5 inches for 2 inches. Does that sound about right? Oh, and then Google says it's millimeters. Okay, according to Google, we'll go with that. Oh, we still figured it out. Old school with our brains. I like that. Okay, sometimes you got to use your brain. Thanks, Wrench. Okay, so there we go. Now I won't get that mixed up with the airplanes. But then you start thinking, were the airplanes named after the can openers? Oh, no. Okay, so cool. All right, so that is about it. Let's see if we found any Bitcoin yet. Nope, still mining away. Oh well, this guy will keep an eye on things. My little guy is still keeping an eye on if we got my little Bitcoin miners made any money. Probably won't. It's like, did my lottery ticket win? Nope. Oh well. Okay, so that's about it. Okay, today is Wednesday, so I'll be back on Friday, because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. I will be the media on Friday, so we'll just kind of shut her down here. And thanks for showing up, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye.